Hey guys, this is Addison. This is my third installment of Books That Addison Has Read series for my channel. Today I'll be reviewing the book called Sanctum. It's a book I finished a few weeks ago, so it's a pretty good read. It's by Sarah Fine. It's a really good book. Now, this book is about, sadly enough, suicide and death. It's not about thinking about suicide. It's not a book about how to commit suicide. It's a book about what happens after death, with suicide being the gateway key for this series of getting into this world. It could have been anything. It's just this is what the author chose to write about. So, in the story, you have at the beginning this girl named Leela right here. She's a troubled kid. She's been to multiple foster homes. None of them worked out. You hear about those stories about foster parents who just take the money from the foster protection agency, to use it on themselves, or they abuse the child in some way. This has happened to Leela so many times that no family actually wants to take her in anymore, because they're afraid that they'll be thrown to jail for something they probably didn't do. So she is accepted. She is taken in by this one foster parent, Dana, who's a guard at prison. So she thinks she can handle Leela, and that she's actually a good kid. She believes Leela is a good person, and this is the first person who has actually believed in Leela. So Leela, she starts going to the school, Providence. She was going to the school near the town, the high school, where she's a junior right now, and she's trying to keep straight so she's not sent out to another foster home or sent to juvie again. So when she's I'm from the school early in the morning, she's smoking and she's standing next to this guy who she dubs Dirty Jeans, because his jeans are dirty even though they look totally new. So what happens is she sees this girl walk out of the school building. She's one of those little prissy girls who you'd think would be a queen bee, someone who'd be mean to everyone, doesn't care about other people's feelings, and would just disregard anyone who isn't stinky rich. So what happens is that this girl, she walks up to Stinky Jeans, and she asks, "Where are the pills?" So Leela infers that, yeah, this girl, she's an addict. She's someone I should not. She's not a good person. So the guy, Dirty Jeans, grabs her and puts her against the wall and is like, "Yeah, how you gonna pay?" So she looks at him wide-eyed for a second. Then she like an awe of recognition, she pulls out some money. And no, he says, no, you put that money away. I have some other way to paying me. And the girl is kind of scared now. She's saying that she doesn't need the pills, that he can just let her go. But he says, no. Then Leela, fed up with this, she pushes Dirty Jeans away, and is like, let the girl go. You don't need to pay her. She doesn't need to pay you. And the guy, and Dirty Jean, sorry, I'm saying Stinky Jeans, don't know why, it's late at night. Dirty Jean is basically thinking like, "Ooh, I can get a 2-for-1 tonight. I can get 2 girls to sleep with me." But, so he says, "Yeah, you wanna join us?" And Leela says, No. Leela says, "No, your rich boy wannabe gangsta attitude doesn't impress me." Because she has lived in places where there are drug lords, gangsters, that sort of stuff. Like real people who will kill you, not some low-life wannabe drug dealer and all that sort of stuff. So she pushes him away, sends him packing. So Nadia, grateful to Leela, says that she'll show her around the school. That since she's new, she might need someone to show her around. So Nadia takes Leela, shows her around school. But Leela, she doesn't trust Nadia. She thinks Nadia is just one of the, she thinks that Nadia thinks of her as a pity project. Someone who doesn't have many friends, and that she will make into a new cool person, or will show that she is a nice person, and she does someone every month. or every week. As the weeks go by and months pass, Leela sees that Nadia is still trying to be nice to her. Leela doesn't really understand it because she came from a world where people didn't do something for you just out of the kindness of their hearts. So she and Nadia, they become close friends. Actually, Nadia becomes Leela's only friend because the rest of Nadia's friends are really mean, prissy people who they cry very easily at everything. They're just what Leela thinks of as weak. So what happens is that Nadia is the person who makes Leela believe, this girl, Leela, believe that she can have a future, a life, that she can go to college, she can go to university, she doesn't just have to be a dysfunctional child. She'll be a person who can sustain themselves, who isn't thought of as a lesser being. So when Leela, she gets the permission, when she gets the admission to Rhode Island University, she's elated because she thinks that she and her friend Nadia, they're gonna go to college together. They're gonna have a great college year. So she runs over to Nadia's house, rings the doorbell, no one's answering. So she walks around back and she sees Nadia back turned to her. So when Leela just yells, Nadia, I got accepted. Nadia, she's like looking away, and she looks over her shoulder, and Leela sees this glossy expression over her face. That the expression that she is drugged, she is on the pills, she's addicted again. So Leela tries to get her inside, tries to help her, but Nadia just pushes her off and says some really hurtful things in a really hurtful manner, making Leela get really angry, saying F you, and just getting out of there. Later you find out that Nadia committed suicide. And because of this, Leela, she feels guilty because she was the last one to see Nadia before she committed suicide. She thinks that she could have saved Nadia from herself. So she gets a tattoo of Nadia's face on her arm to remind her to always go look at Nadia, to say, I'm the reason why she's dead. I could not save her. Even though she was my friend. Even though I was there, I could have saved her. I didn't. So Leela, looking for answers to why this happened, she goes to Nadia's favorite places. So she drives out to an overlook where Nadia said that her favorite place was. It was where the water met the cliffs. Nadia believed that it symbolized her life of her heartiness and the free flow of the world. So Leela, she is sad. She walks to the side, and she's blown over by a wind. She flails and she falls down the cliff. She's dead. But this isn't the end of the story. This is not the end of the story. She wakens up in this country yard, this country backstory thing, and she's really happy. She's elated. It's a beautiful place. But then she hears some creaking of a giant gate opening. She turns around. She sees this giant city covered in darkness. Now, Leela, she knows this city. She's seen it in her dreams ever since she tried to commit suicide. This is the place she knows Nadia went, because this is the place that she instinctively knows where people who commit suicide, this is where they went. So she, wanting to save Nadia, leaves the country, the happiness behind, and walks to the dark city. As she walks close to the dome of darkness covering the city, she starts to feel sad, depressed, every horrible feeling you've ever felt. And as she walks through, all these emotions start crashing to the ground. And as she gets up, she doesn't feel like she can do it. So, but she remembers Nadia and that she wants to save her. So she walks forward and she steals a knife from her guard because she knows that she has to protect herself. Because in this city there are creatures that run on 4 legs that want to kill or capture or do something to her. She doesn't know what. Then she walks around. She's captured by the guards, thrown into jail, where she meets this young man named Malachi. Now he interrogates her for a while. She tries to seduce him. He just laughs at her. He just does a little laugh about how she couldn't do it. He doesn't even have the keys anyway, so she couldn't get out. But he leaves her in there, and she hears his voice, and she looks over to her side, and she sees this man with like a muzzle on his face and his hands like bound in a jacket. So he asks her and says that these guards are evil. They're keeping him in prison here for no reason. So she, leaving him, because she saw this guy Malachi kill people, think that he's a murderer. So she frees this guy, who then says that his name is Syl. That he needs distraction. He needs her to distract the guard so that he can escape. So Leela loosens his bonds, takes off the muzzle, but then the guy strangely puts it back on to make it look, but not strangely, because he wants to look like he's still being held captive. So Leela says to the guy that she needs to go to the bathroom. The guard takes her to the bathroom. She waits a few minutes until when she doesn't, it seems like she's stolen. And so then she just goes. As they walk to the thing, they walk by, and the guard opens the door, and he says, "Go in." He says, he knows for her to go in front of him. Then when he looks in, he's shocked. He pushes her away. And then there's a and the guard is dead. The guard was a pretty nice guy. He was pretty nice. And you see Syl. As he grabs Leela, Malachi comes around the corner, sees this, and is just angry. Because he was going to release Leela because she didn't have a problem. She didn't have a problem. She was just a person, and he wanted to help her because he was attracted to her. So he pretends to be angry and lets Syl, who, as we learned, is a Mazakin, take her so he can track them and find where the Mazakin nest is, where they commit a ritual to take Mazakin souls and place them in these human vessels. But Malachi does not do this. He does not let them take her so that he can find the prison. No. He attacks with his girl, and they fight off the Mazakin, and they save Leela. But in time, Malachi is bitten. Syl runs away, and the girl runs after her. The girl runs after the guy who bit Malachi. And Leela and Malachi are both injured, and they have to get back to the station. Well, Malachi does, and Leela feels like she owes him. So she grabs him, he grabs her, and they walk. They walk towards, Malachi knows the city, so they walk towards the guard station, where he says that they have a guy named Raphael who can heal them, because if they don't get there in time, the spit, the saliva on the mask and the teeth that bit him will kill him and her if they do not get there in time. So 3 blocks away from the place, he falls over. He can't walk anymore. So Leela gets directions from Malachi and goes to the station. All right, guys. I'll talk about the second half of this in the next part because there wasn't enough time. All right. See you guys later.